quit tripping during the process. Oh Lord, why me? You ain't the only one. Oh Lord, why me? You ain't the only one. Oh Lord, why I lose my job? You ain't the only one unemployed. Oh Lord, why he leave me? You ain't the first shit got left. This might not even be your last time getting left. Pull yourself together and quit tripping because you in the process. God is processing you. He ain't through with you. If he was through with you, you would not wake up in the morning.
While you wait, be your best where you are. That's a very important time. God is watching to see if you're ready. Here's the key. If what you're praying about isn't changing, then God is using that situation to change you. If it's not working out, then it's working out something in you. All things are working for your good.
I'm being a victim. I stopped saying I gotta wait for good things to happen to me, and I said I'm gonna grind. Winners win and losers lose. I can't explain it any better than that. I don't know how it happens, but winners win.
The next treasure to leave behind is your library. All the books you have chosen, books well read, well underlined, with notes and observations and reflections you have written in the margins. The books that have helped shape your philosophy and the values of your life. That is a treasure, your library. And your listening library too. All these terrific cassettes, they are a treasure. The third treasure to leave behind is perhaps the most important, and that is your journals, containing all the ideas you have captured in your lifetime. Business ideas, social ideas, culture ideas, investment ideas, lifestyle ideas. Can you imagine the value these journals would have? They will certainly be more valuable to leave behind to your children than your couch. So get serious about your search for information and ideas, and about leaving that information behind for future generations. Here's the next key word for expanding your life for the better. That word is review. Go back over all your life experiences. Learn a skill called reflection. Pondering life's events with the intent of learning. That is so important. I call it running the tapes again. The events of your life are some of the best sources of information. Don't merely go through your days, get from your days. Be aware of what's going on around you so that you will drive the grooves in the record of that day deep into your consciousness. Here are some good times to reflect. First, at the end of the day, take a few minutes and go back over your day. Where you went and what you did and what you said. What worked and what didn't. What do you want to do again? What do you want to correct? The colors, the sights, the sounds, the conversations, the experiences. You see, experience can become commodity, currency, coin, an incredible source of value, but only if you take time to reflect on the experience and turn it into something of value. As we mentioned in our first fundamental, it's not what happens that makes the difference in how your life works out, but rather what you do about what happened. And part of doing something about what happens is this process of reflection, studying an event in order to glean valuable information from it. Another time to reflect is at the end of the week. Take a few hours. Take a half a day at the end of the month. Take a weekend at the end of the year. Reason? To make the past more valuable. Sophisticated people have learned how to gather up the past and invest it in the future. When my father was about to celebrate his 76th birthday, I said to him, "Father, can you imagine what it's going to be like to gather up the last 75 years and invest them in your 76th? That's how life can become productive and exciting. Not just living one more year, but gathering up the years and investing them in the next one. By reflecting, you can gather up all the conversations you have ever had and invest all that you have learned and all that you have felt in the next conversation. Gather all your experiences and invest all that you have learned and felt in your next experience. And the more value, the more substance, the more information, the more wisdom you can gather from all of your yesterdays, the more exciting your future becomes. Probably all of us already know all that we need to know in order to make our lives turn out the way we want, except for one thing: how to gather what we've learned in order to invest it in what we want to become. So start a new discipline that can lead to wealth and happiness. Find out how things work. Never let it be said you didn't find out. Now let me give you a qualifying phrase. You may not be able to do all you find out, but make sure you find out all you can do.
But when you're on the clock 24/7 and you don't have anybody who says you need to get away, you're not pouring water on your head. Can I go just a little bit deep? Elijah follows Elijah through a lot of stuff. But what he gets from it is he finds the thing he was created to do. I want to talk to you who are in support ministry. I could do this all day, so I got to hear it. I want to talk to you, those of you who are up on the support ministry. If you want to know what you're called to do, you can find what you're called to do by finding what you can't stand. Because God will call you to work in the area of your greatest frustration. If you're called to the music ministry, you'll know the calling because you can't stand to hear music out of tune. And why is the music too loud? And this is not up, and the altos are not on key, and da-da-da-da-da-da. Your frustration about it expresses your passion for it. If you can't stand disorder, the bulletins aren't printed correctly, and they didn't do this, and they should have done this, and they should have done the other. The thing you can't stand is direction into what you are called to fix, not to complain about. Somebody ought to do something. You are the somebody they're waiting on. The reason you can't stand it is because you're called to fix it. We don't need complaints, we need solutions. You're passionate about it because you care about it. People who aren't called to music, we don't care how you sing or can't sing, it don't make no difference. Just do it. You don't have to work. People who are called to it, they really care about it. The background wasn't right there. They didn't EQ that up right. They need to do this and they need to do that. That's the area you should work in the area that you care about, in the area that you care about. Because then it's not about the money, and it's not about the pat on the back, and it's not about the fish and the loaves. You find fulfillment in fixing what was frustrated. Found this coat. Elijah walked past him and said, "Oh God, Elijah, you need water on your hands. You need to serve in that area. You need to work in the area that you notice things that are missing and fix them." And he found his purpose. And one of the greatest things in life you can ever do in your whole life is find your purpose. And then the second thing that he runs into, as he walks with Elijah, he finds his power. Because while he's working for Elijah back here in the kitchen, where the cussing and the fighting, the spaghetti sauce is on the floor, he gets to see the power of what they do. He gets to see the power of it. And all of a sudden he discovers his power, his own power. And then he says, "Give me a double portion of your spirit. I want that. I want that stuff that you do and how you can do what you do like you do it when you do it. I'm connected with that. I want you to teach me how to make it do what it do, baby."
When I was really listening to this young man, I met him backstage taking pictures. I didn't know what he was, but his story and how he used to, I was riding with the CEO, Chris, from the airport. He was telling this guy used to walk to work every day, and he made it as top team leader. So I can relate to me. I'm sorry, I didn't know him. I can relate to him. I've been here every level. He said something back there. He said, "I come from comfortable beginnings." And I stopped because I was backstage pacing. And I heard on the screen, "I come from comfortable beginnings." And I stopped because who in here black come from comfortable beginnings? I don't come from comfortable. I come from the dirt. I come out of nothing. You looking at me today with all that I've accomplished because of faith. Now when I talk to you today, I'm going to sprinkle faith in here because I can't talk to you about success without telling you about faith. You think, well, look here now, you think for 1 minute you're going to make it without God? You tripping. You tripping, partner. You done lost your rabbit mind if you think that you're going to make it without God. And you can try it, you ain't going to make it. So when he said he comes from comfortable beginning, I'm here to tell you mine was a bit different. My father was a coal miner. My father made $5 a day with 5 kids. I'm the youngest of 5. I got 2 older brothers. Well, I had 2 older brothers. My oldest brother passed. I got 2 older sisters. My youngest brother had a birthday October 1st. My youngest brother 73 years old. I'm the baby of the family. But I'm ballin'.
Jack Bogle, been in the business 63 years, showed up for 45 minutes, 4 hours later left his office. And afterwards he wrote a quote for it. He said it was the most probing, most intense interview he had in 63 years. Provocative and probing is what he said. And that says to me a pretty cool thing. That means I engaged him better than anyone in 63 years. He got those answers. According to him, not according to me. Pretty cool. I want you to name Ray Dalio. How many know who Ray Dalio is in the show? Look how few people know Ray Dalio has been called the Da Vinci of investing, he's been called the Steve Jobs of investing, but most of you never hear of him because you couldn't access him in your years. But if you're President of the United States, if you're head of the Fed, if you run China, you know who he is, and I'll tell you why. To work with Ray, first of all, for the last 23 years, he's made 21% per year compounded before fees. Through all those environments. Unbelievable. But here's all it takes to work with Ray. You need a $5 billion net worth, and $100 million is the initial investment, and that was 10 years ago. Now he won't take your money no matter how rich you are. You're talking to him, and he gets a phone call. It's the Prime Minister of China who wants some coaching. A large hedge fund might be $15 billion. Ray's $160 billion. Now, Ray, part of what happened with Ray was he'd been a fan of mine, turned out, for about 20 years, but what I did is spend 15 hours to be ready to engage him. 15 hours of total immersion so I could pitch and catch with him. So I didn't just talk, I could do it back. He didn't just throw the ball, I could throw it back to him. And guess what? At the end, he has built something over the years called his all-weather fund, which is designed to make money no matter what market you're in. You don't have to know the markets. He's saying, what if I die? Someday I will. How my little kids have money? How will my philanthropic areas have money? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to figure out why a balanced portfolio doesn't work in 2008 or 2000. And everything we've been talking about finance is wrong. And the Da Vinci of investing figured out and has done it for himself for a decade and a half, and he tested it back to 1925, and it just makes money in any environment. So now his clients get to do it. Not the 1%, not the 0.00001%. So I'm sitting there with Ray, and I give him to explain how it works, and at the end, we're engaged 3 hours into it. He tells me how this works, and I said, this is beautiful, but I'm doing this, so I'm not giving you money, I'm giving all the money away.
But until you learn how to appreciate where you are in the process, you won't get the power to evolve to your ultimate destiny. So you need to take your eye off of the tree and water what you got now.
When you want something out of life, don't worry about how you're going to get it. The most difficult thing it is to hold the vision. You want to be persistent about what it is that you want to achieve.
Promising yourself you will never give up. I asked the kids, how long should a baby try to learn how to walk? How long did you give your average baby?
How many times will your baby attempt to walk and fall and you just say, just sit down, don't try anymore, you've fallen 20 times.
Any mother in the world would say, you're crazy. My baby is going to keep trying what? Until, what a magic word, until.
Don't get caught up in, well, I've tried it 5 times and things didn't work out. If there's something that you want and you're hungry for it, you got to do whatever is necessary until. And don't give up on yourself. Many people give up on the 1-yard line. Oh, no. See, life is not just that simple. And that's why most people never realize their personal greatness. They're casual about life. And when you are casual about life, you will end up a casualty.
Promise yourself you'll read the books until your skills change. You'll go for it until you understand it. You'll practice it until you develop the skill. However long that is. Step by step, piece by piece, book by book, go for it. Don't miss chance, grow.
No matter how long it takes or how difficult it is, when it's all said and done, you'll be able to say, I'm still standing. I know I am a victor and not a victim. I'm having some big challenges, but I know I serve a big God. I know I've been armed with strength for every battle. As long as God has given me breath to breathe, I'm going to keep pressing forward, believing for His very best.
How can you measure the success of a year if you don't have a long-term goal in mind? You evaluate the year, not whether good or bad happens in the year. People gonna die this year. People gonna get sick this year. Things are gonna happen in the year that's not fair this year. That happens every year. There will be no magic years as it relates to life. There will be no years like that. There's always going to be something new, and there's always going to be years full of good and bad.
Nothing that has happened to you can keep you from your God-given destiny. God would not have allowed it unless He had a divine purpose.
God said, I will take the bad things and make them work for your good if you have purpose. If you keep your mind on what your purpose is, they'll crush you and I'll make it a blessing. They'll walk over top of you and I'll choose you and bring you from the back row to the front row. There's always going to be somebody crazy in your family. It's always going to be somebody who don't want to treat you right. That is life. Look back over 10 years in your life. What happened? And what have you learned from it? If you don't learn from what you lost, you have no profit. Why would you have that much pain and no profit? I want this year to propel me into my destiny. If it's just but one step, I want to make one step closer so that when I get to the next 10 years, I am ready for that stage of my life. This will be a transformative year. It is not the movement of the clock that produces the newness of life. It is the movement in your mind. God is about to transform your thinking, your mindset. The enemies that you see today, you will see them no more. No weapon formed against you shall be able to prosper. The Lord said that there's more inside of you than what you have perceived. I'm tired of doing what I used to do. If I always do what I've always done, I'll always be where I've always been. I'm going to throw it behind me. This is your year of transformation. Don't let the habits of my past stop me from this metamorphosis. What separates us is transformation. The passion to get up off the ground and stop eating dirt. This is my time.
In other words, there were behaviors and thoughts you've had in the past that were needed to produce the results you currently have. But you need to stop what's no longer needed. So ask yourself that question. What do I need to drop that's no longer needed? Is it a behavior? Is it a person? One of those things you probably are carrying with you from the past, but that thought, that behavior, that person is no longer needed for you to go to the next level of your identity, the next level of yourself. If you're stuck in a story. Right now you say, Ed, I'm kind of stuck where I am. But what you need to do is you need to alter your associations. You need to do something in a short window of time and evaluate the story you're telling yourself. Maybe it's a story about your past, a story about your parents, a story about a success you used to have. You keep talking about that doesn't serve you to get to the next level. Every second you spend in that old story about what you've achieved, some business you had, every time you live in that story, you're stripping time and focus from the new story. What's the old story you keep reading? Maybe it's not a success. Maybe it's a failure that you've had. You can't take that old story into the new identity. What's your new story? Who are you now? See, here's what's amazing. At any point in your life, you can just decide to write a new script. And guess what? You and God control the script. Listen to me. At any time you want, you can simply decide to be a new character. Stop telling the old story. Here's the truth. Nobody cares. And that old character you keep playing is the very thing that will prevent you from becoming this new version of you. Just awareness of the power of identity puts you in the 0.1% of all the people on the spinning earth right now.
Life is a journey and success is the destination. But the road to success is paved with challenges, setbacks, and moments of doubt. In the pursuit of your dreams, staying consistent and being patient are the key that unlock the doors to greatness. Consistency is not just a habit, it's a lifestyle. It's about waking up every day with purpose and determination, dedicating yourself to your goals. Whether you are working on a project, chasing a dream, or building a skill, Consistency breeds progress. Small steps every day lead to significant results over time. Patience is the soil in which your dreams grow. Just like a seed needs time to sprout and bloom, your efforts need time to manifest. Success is not a sprint, it's a marathon. There will be obstacles, failures, and moments when it feels like you are standing still. But remember, even in stillness, there's growth. Your journey is unique and your timeline is different from others. Embrace your path, no matter how challenging, for it is shaping you into the person you need to become. Think about the legends, the visionaries, the pioneers. They all faced failures but stayed constant and patient. They turned obstacles into stepping stones. So my friends, as you embark on your journey, remember to stay consistent, be patient, and trust the process. Your success is not a destination, it's a byproduct of your dedication, resilience, and unwavering belief in yourself. This is your story, and every day is a new chapter. Keep writing, keep striving, and never give up. Your time is coming, believe it.